What's up, Internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. It is Monday, August 12th, day number 28 inside the Big Brother house. We had the HOH and the nomination episode last night. We'll touch on that. Plus, the veto ceremony is going to be today. So, what are all the plans for veto use and potential renoms? We'll get into that. Also, is Tucker going to test fate twice? Maybe. And I called it. I called it. I'm a jinx. Chemo and Decor are about to blow up their entire game. Or not. I don't know. Just do something, the two of you. Just anything. Let's talk about that. Plus all the intel drama and more from yesterday's live feeds. But first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Let's start with the episode. There was some stuff to kind of talk about, nothing too crazy. It did feel like it felt a little flat to what it could have potentially been. We saw the fallout from the eviction, Tucker being the new house target that everybody's kind of going after. We saw Cam filling him in that he was going to be a target if he ended up on the block. And then we get into HOH. Competition was kind of cool. It was the knockout style comps, which I always really like, except something, and I don't know, maybe it was just something I noticed this year being particularly bad. It has happened a few times where a few people have caught on that, like, hey, you know what? Knockout just shows your cards. Maybe I shouldn't actually pick. Maybe I should pick like an ally, right? Maybe I should throw people off. There's been a few smart people who have done that in the past. Now it feels like almost everybody did that a little bit, right? Like there were people, calling out, their actual targets, but for the most part, it was a lot of like, I don't even want to be involved, which kind of stinks. It means that we need to freshen up Knockout. Knockout used to be one of the best HOH competitions. Now it just felt kind of lackluster, right? It just kind of felt like, nothing really did get shown, right? We even got Chelsea talking about it in DR, like, this is a great place for cards to get shown. Everybody knows that now, right? So it's become kind of gamified and changed. And it's just not really the same. Uh we had the picks and we can kind of run through them. Cam and Chemo were the first up. Cam wins and he picked Quinn and Tucker. Again, kind of picking someone he's working with to kind of hide it, but also Tucker, right? And it's an easy one to throw up there because the two of them are already going at each other. It's a very easy explanation on who to pick. After that, Tucker wins, and he also kind of does this, right? Like he's not like really working with Angela, but like kind of Angela's his closest ally, right? At this point, other than Rubina, kind of his team. And he chose Chelsea and Angela. Again, I think just kind of throwing names out there. Angela wins that. She picked Rubina and Brooklyn, which she does think are in a girls' alliance, especially Brooklyn as the head of it. Brooklyn wins. She just fires back at Angela and then also picks MJ. Angela wins that. Angela goes and fires back at Brooklyn and picks Leah to go up with her. Brooklyn was very upset about this. Leah ends up picking Cam and Joe. Again, picking Cam, who's somebody who we know, like, there's clearly like the flirtatious stuff. They've kind of backed off that a little bit now. But we definitely know there's still a connection between Cam and Leah. Joe's kind of a random pick. They talk a little bit, but not like a lot. Like I would never say like, oh yeah, they are allies. So that was kind of interesting. After that, it was just kind of the same old, same old. Cam ended up winning that one. He picked Decor just because she hadn't gone yet, and Tucker, which I was kind of surprised that he didn't pick Angela, but I guess he wanted Angela to be there to go up against, right? He felt like that would be the easiest one to kind of do. I don't know. It felt like Angela and Tucker would have been the smart one to do. Then you guarantee that Decor and yourself are both in the final. But either way, Decor ends up picking Angela and Leah. Leah loses. Angela picks the only option she has left of Decor and Cam. After that, Angela versus Cam. Angela wins HOH. And there was a lot of questions like maybe people threw it to her, possibly. But it just feels like for the most part, she just won. Every chance she had, she ended up winning. People were throwing it, but not even necessarily like to throw it to Angela. It just kind of happened to be that way. Because again, people have gotten to the point where they gamify it, right? They know knockout shows your cards, and they don't want to do that. So it does end up kind of ruining the fun a little bit. After that, we got her convo with Brooklyn. Like I said, Brooklyn was very upset that Angela picked her twice to go on up. So they had a little chat, and after Angela couldn't actually cry, she was like trying to fake cry, but they wouldn't come. That was kind of fun. They also had some fun with Angela not knowing exactly how Quinn's powers work, but being told about them first and like still not knowing how they work. We also saw Tucker and Rubina's showmance and how that all kind of has developed. And then Noms would have been so fun. It would have been amazing if the deep fake HOH power was a secret. But since everybody knew, there was like lots of like, oh my gosh, like, can you believe this is happening? And but like everybody knew, right? It just wasn't what it could have been if it was a secret. And we've talked about this before, how I kind of feel like going forward, they should make secret powers be secret. If you tell anybody, you lose it. And I have seen some like counterpoints on that, like being that, the option to tell people can like sink your game. And there's that risk reward of telling people you have the secret power. My counter to that is we've seen it enough where, all right, as soon as you tell anybody, you just kind of gamify it and come up with the best possible scenario on how to use it. And even if that's not the case, they end up telling everybody in the house anyway, and the power just gets either used or wasted, and it just ends up not being fun at all. Right? Like, I understand the idea of like give the players more options. I'm with that too. It's also why I think the power should never have a 4-week limit on it, right? Like, when really, honestly, this power was a bit overpowered. It's a little OP if it actually did go the way it should have gone. But along with MJ as well, I feel like their power shouldn't have been limited to 4 weeks. It should have been whenever they want to use it, up until, let's say, like final 5, final 6, something like that. Same thing with an idol in Survivor. You have like the whole game. It's not like they every so often will have an idol that's only good for 2 tribal councils or something like that. But for the most part, an idol's good until you want to use it whenever you want, and that gives players more options on what to do with it. Uh, Also, it doesn't seem like they have that much of an issue with idols being held secret in Survivor. It feels like people are a little bit better at keeping that secret. But even on there, as soon as somebody tells somebody, it ends up becoming not a secret idol anymore, and everybody all knows about it. So I don't know. It feels like there needs to be some changes done to the secret powers, because we end up with these very lackluster events that I know they want to have to be real fun, but it just kind of feels underwhelming when the secret does get out there. Anyway, nominations went with the Angela AI, which again also felt a little underwhelming. There weren't really any of those like jokes or things like that Quinn was saying that he was going to do. Maybe we'll get them through the week where Angela will just pop up on the screen or something and we'll get some stuff. But overall, again, didn't feel like it hit as well as it could be. Let's jump into the feeds. Your little recap. Pretty much everything we just saw on the episode. Angela won HOH. Quinn used his power. Tucker, MJ, Cedric were the nominees. We even saw Cedric volunteering to go up on the block and how it was all done through Angela's AI. The newer stuff, if you haven't been keeping up, we know the veto winner. It was Tucker. Tucker wins power of veto. And Quinn has talked about the potential replacement nominee being Rubina, due to her being so close with Tucker. He hadn't filled her in just yet, but that was all to come yesterday. Some things that did happen though yesterday included that conversation where Quinn kind of filled her in, and she took it, well enough. And then had the conversations where he was like, "Oh, I kind of did it to myself, right? It's just a thing." But maybe the most interesting thing I thought yesterday was Core and Chemo. They have a little conversation about, hey, I think we could tell Tucker about the collective. We could tell him like, hey, we were told about it. We just kind of went to the meetings. And if they tell Tucker about this, they would feel a lot more comfortable working with Tucker. What do you think's going to happen as soon as you tell Tucker this information? Emo, what happened when you told Tucker about Quinn's power? How quickly did everyone in the house find out about this? If they go through with this plan, which I also do not think they will go through with this plan. If they go through with this plan, it will blow up their game. If Tucker goes around, starts talking about the collective, the name and everything, they're cooked. They're done. Chemo, Tikor, see you later. Head up onto the block. You will be put up next to each other. That will be what's happening. Chemo actually tells Tucker that, we should meet up later. Meanwhile, Tucker's going around the house still kind of teasing that he might actually do some fun stuff with the veto, not use it on himself. Maybe he'll use it on MJ, hoping that Cam gets pulled up. He also tries to pull Cam in with him, even though he doesn't trust Cam anymore. He's like, we need to go after Quinn. He's a snake. But then meanwhile, he goes around and he tells everybody else, like, oh, yeah, Cam is not to be trusted. He's with Chelsea. He's with Cedric. They're all working together. They're with Brooklyn. Brooklyn and Chelsea are really close. Like, he's buying into the whole stuff that Angela kind of talks about. It's a mess in there, but it's also a lot of fun. We then did also get Tucker and Angela kind of chatting where she begs him, like, please, please don't do something crazy with the veto. Just use it on yourself. Also, interesting. It's Angela's birth week, and I say birth week because, as you guys may remember, we did have the invention of birth weeks in BB24 with Jasmine, and it seems like we're getting that with Angela. She got some party stuff, like some booze. She got cake mix, the party hat, all the stuff they normally give people for the birthdays. Her birthday's in a week. It's not until the 17th. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if we're just getting a full week celebration in honor of Jasmine and birth weeks. But look forward to this. Another kind of funny little thing, because listen, guys, I'll be honest, it was kind of slow. It was a kind of slow day. Everybody knows Rubina's going up on the block as the replacement. There was that like weird stuff with, is Tucker going to use it or not? Is Tucker going to use it on MJ? This is crazy. But other than that, everybody's pretty much just like, yeah, Rubina's going to be going up, right? Let's just chill, right? Let's just relax. Quinn tried to take a beanbag though from the backyard. Tried to take it up to the have-not room. He got it all the way up there. He lugged it up the stairs through the hallway, only for BB to be like, nah, you got to put it back, buddy. And he threw a little fit. He's like, you waited all the way till I got up here to make me tell me that I have to take it all the way back. That's what you really got to make me do. Eventually, we did get the core Chemo Tucker conversation. Rubina was out back there with them too. They all met up in the hammock, just talking about, Tucker's going to actually use it on himself, even though he's been saying that he's gonna, mess around. He doesn't want to risk it. He's gonna use the veto on himself. Rubina is going up, and then they talk about, potential, votes for if it's her against MJ, if it's her versus Cedric. They feel really confident she'll stay versus MJ. I agree. Cedric's tight, right? They talk about how, like, hey, Tucker felt like, oh, you'll stay against Cedric easy. And they were like, ooh, I don't know. Right? They talked about it could be a split, but with Angela kind of trusting in Tucker so much, he feels very confident that she would vote for Rubina to stay in the event of a tie. Also, kind of an interesting little thing, too, because we weren't 100% sure. Like, Wynn still gets a vote this week, which, again, really makes that invisible HOH much more powerful and kind of overpowered at this point. He gets to make the noms, he gets to make the renoms, and he gets a vote. Imagine if that would have been a secret power. It would have been a little bit too much. But luckily, everybody kind of knows what was going on. But it still seems a little weird that he gets a vote. In the event of a tie, we do believe Angela will break that tie, but who knows? Maybe Quinn gets 2 votes, right? Maybe that's how it will work this week. Otherwise, things were again fairly slow. Leah ended up joining that group too, so we really didn't get a lot of conversations. And other than that, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to call it kind of early because they never really got into the stuff that they were talking about. hardcore in chemo. They make all these big plans and they never do it. Somebody left a comment the other day that they're basically Pinky in the Brain. They're just always making these schemes to take over the world, and then they never end up doing anything with it, or it just blows up in their face. So we'll see how that all kind of plays out. There's a lot of speculation going on. The backyard is apparently going to be closing earlier this week. They're probably setting something up big for Thursday. No more AI arena anymore, I would imagine, this week. We're going to find out about the new twist info tomorrow on the special episode with Cody, Jag, and Taylor. So we'll see how that all goes. But potentially, maybe it's not some part of the twist. Maybe it's closing down early for an endurance competition, which right about now would be an interesting time for that, especially for good old Tucker. He's going to need all the help he can get. But we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. If anything, did end up developing, which I don't think it will. I think all of them are pretty much headed to bed at this point as I'm recording this. I will let you know on tomorrow's update as well. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me every morning for the live streams, for all that good stuff. If you are new here, though, hit that subscribe button. You like this video? If you made it all the way to the end of this video, smash that like button. Hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Check out the links to all my socials in the description, pin comment down below. Things like Twitch and Kick, which I know have been quiet. BB takes over. And also Twitter and Discord is probably the best place to keep track of when I post new videos and things like that, especially people who have been saying that notifications have not been working properly for them. You can follow along there as well. Thank you guys all again so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Nice. Work. This is definitely the beginning. Oh no, they're about to break.